ladies and gentlemen. It is July 30th. And every month, I do a fundraiser as Planetary Defense Commander, Star-Lord New Thor 7. Whether hurricanes or plagues or you name it, I still got to do my fundraiser. And yesterday was day 6, and I didn't get any contributions. But today is day 5, and technically I'm not that worried about it, because if, they don't extend the unemployment benefits, which I do not get any of, but I'm saying 31 other million people, if they don't extend them by Friday, then like 30 million people, like 15 million of those people might not be able to pay rent in August. So I would be like one of 16 million people, although I don't get unemployment benefits, if I couldn't pay my rent. And what I'm saying is then you'd have the police officers who the media has turned the public against over the last 2 months, having to go and help evict like 16 million people during a plague pandemic. This is like the worst way to do a modern government and people system, it seems. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is, no matter what happens, I'm going to give you guys my best as long as I can. Anytime there's a major update on this storm, which is now 72 hours for making an impact on Florida. And the latest King Euro model run, remember the Euro nailed Sandy, has it going straight into the tip of Florida. So it would go like into Miami, over to Tampa Bay, cross back over through Jacksonville, Orlando, and then back up the coast. And that's as far as this model run goes, because we're waiting for the next frames to produce. And then watch this storm up here. Like this is definitely already one of the most interesting storms, hurricanes. Look at that. There's our like Eris or flying planet V. Like let's say this is Jupiter and this is Saturn. Let's say both of the Jupiter and Saturn planets represent, just for visual graphics. So if they're like trying to meet, I don't know, man. But right now, depending on how much the storm intensifies, has it going over the tip of Florida, through the whole state, then up the coast. And the question would be, how much would it intensify from here? So it's going from here as a giant storm. And then at this moment, most models have it going through Hispaniola. But if we look at the actual model, it looks like it could shoot the gap. Depending on where, first of all, I think it's a big, I think whatever that some piece of it will form, I don't know. This could end up just a large tropical storm, rain enhancer for a lot of people. But what I'm saying is, if the low can make it through the gap here or even here without going over any major land interaction, it could have a pretty clear path to go from here to here in the next 72 hours. I think the record from like category 1 to category 5 is 24 hours set like 2 years ago. So there's this storm and this storm, which will create, wrong one. This storm and this storm. So you have that one storm rolling through, striping out with flooding, and this model would take all that, put it all the way over Florida, and then pull it back out. And where it goes next, we'll have to wait for the models to show us. And if you can contribute, I'd appreciate it, because I've done my very best I can all July with all the tools that I have to bring y'all excellent information that could possibly be life-saving. But that is a big storm, dude. And so if it reforms when it comes out the other side, and then you got a whole nother one after it, these are interesting days indeed. All right, this is the next frame, and so it takes it straight up to here. So we go, bam, bam. Although it would take 1 day to go from there to there, which seems like a very short amount of time. I mean, it seems a long time for that storm to be over land. It would be a full day. So it almost spent 2 days over Florida, even as a tropical storm, and then move off the coast again. But it moves west as it moves up. But it would still shift this flooding, all this rain, like 7 to 8 inches of rain over the whole state, possibly higher numbers. And, this is a pretty floody map at the moment. I mean, that definitely looks like a giant stingray of moisture. That's big. I mean, that's a pretty big moisture field that is headed. It's about 3 times the size of Florida. Maybe 4. And once that, it looks like it's going here and then it's going to spin. I mean, if it's headed, it's almost like headed straight towards Florida. How strong will it be? I don't know. Either way, it is going to bring a ton of rain. So the NAM would have it with 92 mile per hour wind gusts just off of Miami 72 hours from now. The Euro has it just off Florida, Miami, and Boca Raton 72 hours from now with 91 mile per hour wind gusts at the core. The GFS would have it much more to the east, much more north, and much less formed as a tropical storm 72 hours from now. The GFS has a heavy rain core. The Euro has a heavy rain core. And the NAM has the heaviest rain core. Remember, if the Euro were correct, it would go over Miami, pull back in over Tampa Bay. And so, this is quite a storm headed to the East Coast. And if it comes straight into like Miami, it's about 72 to 75 hours away. And the Euro would have it as one of these two on the 6th from today, which is a week. So it would take 4 days. It would take 3 days to get from down there to here, but it would take 4 days for it to get back up here. So this is a live action event unfolding in real time. How much will this intensify? We do not know, but this is definitely at a time where everyone in Florida and up the coast needs to be prepared for a possible hurricane anywhere from category 1 to category 3. If it shoots the gap and then continues to intensify, or it could be a weak tropical storm that just brings a lot of heavy rain to the coast. We will have to stay tuned. It's the pulse we got to be aware of, and where's the actual low? If that's the low right there, it looks like it's trying to shoot the gap, and it could shoot a gap here, shoot a gap here, and then it would have even 3 days to get to here or here. So I'll be with you every step of the way. I don't usually get a lot of sleep in events like this, but pray for the best, prepare for the worst, and stay cool. All right? I'll be bringing you updates as we get more very interesting information. Peace out.